Uranus in the fourth house. The planet of Uranus often breaks with the tradition and blood ties that are not important, in the sense that the family of origin could involve a step-family members living apart or something unconventional in the background. It can often mean that you choose a different home base. It could be viewed as non-conforming, but you change your attitude toward your home on a regular basis, and it could involve lots of interesting people visiting, social gatherings, learning about spiritual things, groups with the same ideals, and anything dealing with information, astrology, and science. You can sometimes get impatient and bored with the same routine, and you really need a new experience. You may want to experience many ups and downs in the personal sphere, and it could be a placement that Uranus applies to its experimental attitude to anything new with a strong urge to change, and there is need for any progress to be made with this placement. You are not to be enslaved by the past or the type forging a new image of family life. Sometimes this may be shocking to close, but it's only one of the turning things that you can lead your home life that is desired. Uranus can sometimes take revolt from your base, resolving around the foundations with revolution happening in your private life. With Uranus in the fourth house, you could change where you live pretty often, but you will remain the same address for a longer period, especially when the home life is unusual, your decoration and furniture are rearranged all the time. Your chosen career or that of your family member may influence these sudden moves and be a factor as to why things never get too familiar, as they are forced to adopt to new environments more than the average person. The decor could be weird, futuristic with different tastes. The home could be filled with the latest technology and new age gadgets. The childhood home and family life may have been very unusual in some way, and the parent could have been quite creative, original, or weird, sometimes unstable and not doing what they say. Also, emotional comfort may have been lacking, and your dad may be kind of weird, or you weren't being able to get to him as you were a child growing up with this placement, where there were problems in showing personal and physical affection. Uranus in the fourth house can show someone at odds with their social, ethnic, and economic background. Your dad may have appeared to be unemotional, distant, or expecting nothing short of creative brilliance, perfection, setting high ideals. The parenting may have been inconsistent. Uranus comes from no strings attached, and with the archetype, the Uranus symbol, when placed in the fourth house, it isn't the most nurturing, caring, protective, and will tend to have problems with anything that comes in its way. In order to shake things up, the area of family is where you may decide to go your own way, separating from the family, going away from the normal path, and not doing what people think you should be doing. All of this could be interpreted as a family disobedience and going against the grain, breaking family tradition, rules, ancestry, turning your back on your family, going with the feeling of feeling rejected. With your position in Uranus, it changes your landscape, and it means the family is broken. The strongest urge is not to be dependent on your roots. An intense desire for freedom from the past life is felt in adverse response to conditioning. Where Uranus is placed in your astrological chart is where we want to be taking full control of our own destiny. A feeling of restlessness and the need for space is present. Also, you need to feel a sense of freedom at home, of feeling no obligations, and often making a different relationships where you were growing up. Uranus here may be an indicator of divorce to your parents, suggesting unease and ever feeling unsettled in the unnerving sense that something is about to happen to ruffle the nest. Often Uranus in the fourth house has carried feelings of not belonging, and a home may feel like an alien environment, often feeling like outsiders, strangers, and outcasts from the place of origin. The type is seen to rebel against tradition, social norms, and the expectation of your parents. A powerful sense of being uprooted, and you may have had some disruption in your early part of life, and this could be one that has created a lot of anxiety. You may experience a lot of upheaval and domestic scene, chaos in the family home, and sometimes these things are not chosen, but something outside comes and these events happen to you, upsetting the home itself. You need to have an image of being independent and different at home. Uranus placed in this position never gets in ruts or stuck in routine. Uranus here has been linked to the wanderer, the immigrant, one who wants to break free from your place of origin. It tends to break foundations, and there is also a sense of being liberal in this sphere, that you are not dominated by norms and are set free to set up home however you choose. You may not be able to choose a disrupting situation that swayed the boat of your inner emotional anchoring and the ability to fill at home in the normal sense. There is an open door policy at home, one that welcomes all types, because you are not the clannish type, and you don't need a birthright to determine where you belong. So this video is about your planet of Uranus, and that's the most interesting one. So that's the crazy, eccentric, kind of quirky, weird one where the unexpected parts of your life will be. And this is about when that crazy planet Uranus is placed in the 4th house. And the 4th house focuses on your childhood, and that is all about what it was like when you were growing up. So this video is for you if you have the Uranus placed in the 4th house in your natal birth chart.